Hinduism is the third largest religion in the world, behind Christianity and Islam, but Christian and Muslim religions have a disease which Hindus do not have. They wanted to expand their religions. Hindus do not have this disease because in this religion, there is no concept of forcing others or converting others. Well, have you thought for a moment, what will be the situation of Hindus without BJP, the only remaining much powerful party of Hindutva? Leave the Shiv Sena and the other right-wing parties, their power is only limited to that particular states. So what's the one right-wing party left that has power in other parts of India too? Yes, that's the BJP. Well, I'm not here to compare religions. I'm here to talk about the disease of Christianity and Islam. In Islam, there is a strategy for turning the entire world into Islam. Similarly, Christians have the same strategy. Why do they have a problem with someone who is not of the religion? Christians believe that Jesus will come and raise the dead from their graves, but only if they are buried in a coffin in the Christian style with prayers and all. Others will be subjected to eternal punishment and destruction. So, these people want to save you from punishment. That's why they encourage conversion to Christianity. How much love, how much compassion. We have seen this display of love and compassion through colonization, the Great Britain, and the Goa Inquisition, rape, murder, wars, and all kinds of crimes that have been committed by Christians in the name of love, peace, and compassion. Your love and compassion are atrocious, nobody wants that. Similarly, in Islam, they have a doctrine called kafir, kill the kafir, which means they aim to convert the entire world. So, these two religions have been successful to a large extent. As you see today, more than 50% of the world's population is Christian or Muslim. Hindus make up just 15%. Forget about China. It's not that easy to convert them because they speak with guns. Now, there is this hard nut called Bharat. Serious attempts have been made for ages to turn this beautiful country into either fully green or blue, i.e. Islamic or a Christian country, but they have failed. And today, they are facing a really hard nut named Narendra Modi ji. They have used all the strategies they regularly use in other countries, but nothing seems to be working here. They have done illegal migration of refugees, expanded their population, occupied positions in politics, and even tried to influence various aspects of society. They have planted Rohingyas as vegetable vendors, in puncture shops, and various other places. None of them have Aadhaar cards, you can check. They are also orchestrating communal riots in local cities, well planned and scheduled, with ample funding coming from terrorist organizations and other Islamic countries, all dedicated to conversions and love jihad. Rampant conversions are happening all over rural areas. But do you really think Modi is going to protect the nation single-handedly? With more than 3 billion people in the opposition, there is a war coming. Right now, we have been strategically pushed into internal clashes, keeping the government constantly busy in handling this, making it easy for an external enemy to defeat us. In this situation, firstly, to all the 84% Hindus, support Modi ji. I find people still feeling smart to be neutral and posing as if they are great for finding mistakes in the BJP. Do you know what's going to happen if you don't unite and show support for the BJP? Let me tell you a short story about what happened to Christians in Lebanon. Lebanon is a small country in the Middle East with just around 68 lakh people. Up until 1956, Lebanon was a Christian majority country. Even after the Ottoman Empire conquered Lebanon in the 16th century and ruled for 400 years, Muslims did not become a majority there. Lebanon and Israel were the only two non-Muslim countries in the Middle East, and they were the only two democracies. This particular area has been a continuous war zone for the past 70 years, with Palestine versus Israel in continuous conflict since 1948. Even today, they are fighting. But what people don't often notice is that when a war happens, it leaves a lot of refugees. In the 1948 Palestine War, more than 7 lakh people became refugees. All these people fled to Lebanon because the neighboring countries refused to allow them. Islamic countries like Jordan and Iran refused to give shelter to fellow Muslims. Why? Because they had a plan to conquer Lebanon. Lebanon was compassionate enough to allow the refugees to settle there and provided them with shelter. Look at the results. Over a period of 15 years, they achieved population explosion and started occupying positions of power in the democratic country. They received funding from terrorist organizations like the PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization, projecting themselves as poor minority victims and painting local Christians as the exploitative class and aggressors. They finally succeeded in dividing the democracy into left-wing and right-wing factions. Right-wing were labeled as the local rich and exploitative class, while the left-wing were seen as the poor and helpless minority. A similar dynamic is happening in India with right-wing and left-wing politics, where it's Hindus here and Christians there. But I want to make it clear that I don't belong to either the right wing or left wing. These labels were invented by someone else, and I don't want to be associated with them. Similarly, the labels of Hindu, Muslim, Christian are used to create divisions and chaos. They are not what's important. What's important to follow is dharma, not religion. The Christians in Lebanon couldn't recognize the silent demographic change happening due to the influx of Muslim refugees. In 1975, the Muslim population became 44% in Lebanon, and this led to a civil war that continued until 1990. By the end of this war, the Muslim population had increased to 54%, and Christians were pushed into the minority. The result? The massacre and genocide of Christians, similar to what has been happening to Hindus here for decades. Democracy was shattered in Lebanon in 1991. Terrorist organizations like the PLO, Hezbollah, and Hamas took control of the state. In just 15 years, a flourishing democratic state of Lebanon was turned into a terrorist-controlled land. If the local Christians of Lebanon had been alert to these happenings, they could have protected themselves. But they didn't take it seriously. Likewise, we people in India need to wake up and realize the danger of what's happening in our country. The exact same scenario could happen to us. Can anyone guarantee that we won't become another Lebanon? Do you think your children's future is safe in this country? Do you want to leave the protection of cows in the hands of those who perform halal cuts? Are you not aware of the recent deaths of RSS and Bajrang Dal members? Wake up and share this message with everyone. There's a war coming. Wake up Hindus, wake up, before it's too late.